welcome you, welcome me, welcome each other to another video. It's your girl Leah. As promised, I told you guys I already had this look filmed, and if you wanted to see me recreate this look, I had you covered. So in the beginning, I wanted to do something very simple, and then very simple became this, but I'm not mad at it. I mean, it looks pretty good. Before we get into this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you get all new content notifications sent to your phone. Now, let's get started. Well, as you can see, I've already filled in my brows. Now I'm just gonna use my foundation. And the foundation I use is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the color 356. I'm just gonna use this as my primer all over my lid. I'm gonna take my beauty blender and buff that out. I'm just gonna use a clean brush, go over my lids with a little powder to set. Now we can get into the fun part. So all I'm going to be using is the Morphe 35B palette. I'm going to go into the very true pink bright color, and I'm just going to begin to lay that on my crease. And I'm really making the effort to kind of pack it in and then blending out the edge. During this part, you can really pack in that color and blow it out as much as you want to. Make it as intense or as subtle as you prefer. I like extra, so here we are. Next, I'm gonna take a magenta shade that's right under the true pink shade and start to deepen that crease. And what you want to do here is make sure that you stay right within first transition shade so that you get more definition. Okay, now you should be somewhere in this area. Next, I'm going to be using two different shades to mix into my crease to add a little bit more depth. They're both shades of purple, but there's a lighter true purple and then there's more of like a navy purple. I'm just gonna mix those together onto my brush, and we're gonna go right back into that crease in the same way I did with the magenta shade to stay within the true pink transition shade. Try your best to stay within those parameters. And so you'll be doing the same thing as you blend. You're just going to stay right within your transition shade. Now that we have that laid down, I'm going to take a small smudger brush and I'm going to use it to define the outer portion of my crease and the outer portion only. So it's going to look a little crazy, just a little bit. What I like to do is take that purple and use it to smudge out the lines. Okay, we should be somewhere in this area. Now I'm going to take a flat concealer brush and I'm just going to carve out my crease. For this section, don't be afraid to take your time. And a trick that I use to find the line of my crease is I look up. So I'll look up, and wherever the line of demarcation shows itself a little bit, which is about like right here, I make a little line. So that's how I know how far to take my crease. And I also use like a swiping motion to set this down because, to be honest, even though I've done this 1,000,001 times, still like hold my breath. And since we're only doing half, I'll only take it out halfway. Okay, so I know you're thinking, we did all that work for that definition and it's basically gone. Well, all you have to do, go back in with your smudger brush and add that definition where you want it to be and go right along that line and just build it up like so. Take the brush that you mixed your two purples with and you're just gonna soften it. And now to fill in this little awkward space of nothing, just gonna take a black shadow, pack it in that little bitty section, and go back in with that purple and blend. Now I'm just using my finger as like a little buffer for the outside shadow. It blends your concealer out more with your shadows while also giving a different effect to it. And you want to keep that kind of blown out, soft look because you want this to look really, really blended. Now I'm going to go in with the white shadow over my concealer. Really layering, really packing it in there so that the front of my lid is very defined. If ever you feel like your white line is a little too stark, just take the time out, grab your other brush, and blend it out. Now I'm just gonna use a little bit of e.l.f. liner. For me, I just want it to be straight across. I really want to accentuate the almond shape of my eye. And then I'm going to go in with my small smudger brush and smudge the liner on the outside to further blend it in with the rest of the eye. And now I'm just using those two purple shades that we mixed earlier for our under eye. Now I'm going to do the other eye, add some lashes and mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm gonna add an intensive hydrating serum. Even though I have oily skin, my face is still dry. And it's always good to have your moisturizer together. We can't be out here with dry skin. Okay, now I'm just going in with my e.l.f. Mattifying Primer. This is a really good primer for me. Like, I really like it. I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting, and I'm just going to take a peachy, like orange shade and apply it right around my mouth. This part always makes me laugh because if I look at my monitor, I look real crazy. So it's just like, yeah, this is what we're doing today. I also put this around my nose. I feel like around my nose, around my mouth, and like under my eyes, it gets real dark and real heavy, especially when I don't sleep. Well, it's hereditary, honestly. I can't even say it's just because I don't sleep. No. I can get a full night's rest and it still look like I haven't slept in days. Now that you look stark white, now I'm going to use a lighter shade, and this is 335 with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I'm literally gonna put this everywhere. I'm gonna put it everywhere. I am. You know what's funny? I remember I did this on FaceTime with one of my friends, and for whatever reason this is like his favorite part, and he says I look like I'm getting ready to go to war, like I'm putting my war paint on for the day. Now that he said that, it really cracks me up now. I'm just like, really? And now we're just gonna buff that out with a damp beauty blender. I almost forgot to do my forehead. Okay, now that that's all blended out nice and seamlessly, I'm gonna go in with my regular foundation shade in the color 356 and literally place it everywhere else. There are people who can do all of this together, and I don't know. I try, I really do, but I feel like it just turns out really like muddy, and that's why I don't like it. But I really tried to do it. I've tried it a couple times, honestly, and it just doesn't work for me. Also, one thing that I love to do, I love putting my foundation on my neck. I love chiseling out my neck and like my jawline. I just love it so much. Now that we have it all blended out nicely, I'm just gonna go under my eyes with AirSpun powder, just a little bit, not a lot, and really just press it into my skin. I also get a lot of questions if I edit out like my smile lines or like my under eye lines. No, I don't. I just pack a lot of powder. Like, you know how you pack a package, a really delicate package like glass? Yep, we pack it. Just look real crazy. Yep, real crazy, but at the end of it all, face is gonna be sitting. You understand me? So now, just gonna dust this off. And I forgot to mention, this brush already has some like powder on it that kind of tones down the starkness of the translucent powder. I learned about AirSpun thanks to Patrick Starr. Patrick Starr, an icon. Let's talk about it. His collections with MAC, oof, child. Jackie Aina, she did a look with one of his palettes. It was a pink and blue look, but the pink was so rich and pigmented, and that blue, oh, that blue literally melted onto her eyelid. I wish I could have got one. Okay, now that I think that that's all dusted off and recalibrated, all I did was I dipped this brush into my cream contour by Anastasia, and I'm just really buffing that out onto my face. What I prefer to do is I place and then I blend, and then I go back, place a little bit more, and then I blend. I just feel like that saves my arm some extra work. Like, I don't feel like I'm working as hard to blend out everything. I almost forgot my nose. When you know how to snatch your nose, oof, it does something to my soul. Like, snatching noses and jaws and those cheekbones out. Oof. Okay, moving on to lips. I'm just gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Palette, and I'm gonna go in the darkest brown color. I'm just gonna use that to outline my lips. And now I'm gonna take Taraji P. Henson's Viva Glam Lipglass by MAC. That's so loud. And I'm just gonna pop that in the middle of my lips. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place, using an eyeshadow shade called Fula. I think it's Fula or Fula. Fula, I don't know. F-U-L-A. That's what it is. And I'm just going to use that eyeshadow shade to highlight. For a little extra drama, I'm just gonna pop this highlight shade into my inner tear duct and drag it down. Alrighty, and there you have it. This is our finished look. Our cotton candy creation is completed. Thank you all so much for following along this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.